Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I barely eat anything, so why does the scale keep creeping up? If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. In fact, I've heard this from so many friends, neighbors, and viewers over 60 who are doing their best, eating less, watching their carbs, walking every day, but still gaining weight. And the most frustrating part? No one really talks about the changes that happen after 60. It's not about discipline or trying harder. It's about your body doing what it naturally does and learning how to work with it instead of against it. So today, let's gently walk through some real reasons behind this mystery, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Nothing extreme, no gimmicks, just simple, honest habits that can help you feel more in control again. The first thing I want to talk about is something that creeps in quietly: slower metabolism. You might already know the word, but let's bring it down to earth. Imagine your body as a little campfire. When you were in your 30s or 40s, that fire was strong. It burned hot and fast. You could eat a sandwich or enjoy a slice of cake, and your body would process it quickly. Now, that fire's more like glowing embers. Still burning, just slower. So even if you eat less, your body doesn't use that fuel in the same way. It stores more of it. You might notice this most in your belly or hips. That's where slower metabolism likes to leave its mark. But it's not your fault. It's biology. Muscle mass naturally declines as we age, and muscle is what keeps that fire burning bright. Less muscle means less burn. So what can help? Think about adding strength in small ways. I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights or joining a gym. Even light resistance bands, using canned goods as weights, or standing up from your chair repeatedly can help wake up those muscles. The goal isn't to bulk up, it's to gently signal your body to stay strong. And when you do that, your metabolism gets a little nudge too. Now, let's talk about another silent culprit: hormonal shifts. You may think those changes only happen in women, but they affect everyone. For women, postmenopause brings a drop in estrogen that can lead to fat storing around the midsection. For men, testosterone slowly declines, which also leads to muscle loss and a bit more fat storage. Again, this isn't about blame, it's nature, but understanding it is the first step to responding with care. One of the ways hormones affect us is by changing where our bodies store fat and how hungry or full we feel. Have you noticed being hungrier at night? Or maybe you feel like you eat less, but somehow you're still gaining? That's your hormones talking. They can affect sleep, hunger signals, even your mood, all of which play into weight. Sleep is another important piece of the puzzle that we don't often connect with weight. It might surprise you, but poor sleep can actually make you gain weight, even if your diet hasn't changed. Think about the last time you had a restless night. Did you feel a little foggy the next day? Maybe a little more snacky? That's because when we don't sleep well, our hunger hormones go out of balance. One goes up and says, "Eat," and the other one that says, "You're full now," gets quieter. And when that happens night after night, even small changes, like an extra cookie here or a late night snack there, can add up over time. Add to that the fact that our bodies don't recover as well from broken sleep as they once did, and it's easy to see how this becomes a cycle. You feel tired, you move less. You move less, you burn less. You burn less, you gain weight. So what helps? Gentle routines. Try setting a regular bedtime. Turn off the TV or phone half an hour earlier. Maybe play calming music or sip warm tea. Some folks find that writing down their thoughts before bed helps quiet the mind. Little things add up, just like the weight did, but in a good way this time. The last thing I want to share in this section is something a little unexpected: emotional eating or stress changes, the kind that don't always look like binging, but still affect us. After 60, life changes. You may be retired or spending more time alone. You might be caring for someone. You might be grieving something that no one even sees. These emotions don't always shout. They often whisper. And when they do, food can become a comfort. Not in a dramatic way. Sometimes it's just a few extra spoonfuls while cooking. A little more bread with dinner. A sweet after lunch that feels deserved. And it is deserved, but if it becomes a pattern, it adds up. And you may not even notice it until you wonder why your clothes feel tighter. The fix isn't to feel guilty, it's to tune in. When you reach for something, pause and ask, am I hungry? Or am I feeling something? And if the answer is emotion, loneliness, boredom, sadness, try doing one kind thing for yourself first. A phone call to someone, a short walk. Even just stepping outside and taking a deep breath can reset your state of mind. Weight gain after 60 is not a failure. It's a message. Your body is still talking to you. It's just changed its language. And once you learn to listen, really listen, you can start to respond with care, not punishment. Now that we've explored a few of the hidden reasons behind this slow gain, let's continue peeling back the layers together. You're still with me, and that means something important. You're not just noticing the changes in your body, you're ready to understand them and make peace with them. That's powerful. Because once we understand what's actually going on inside us, we stop blaming ourselves. And when the blame falls away, what's left is choice. And that's where your strength lives. So, let's keep going. One of the most overlooked causes of weight gain after 60 is muscle loss from inactivity. Not lack of movement entirely, most people still stay somewhat active, but the kind of movement your body truly needs shifts as you age. Let's say you're used to walking every day, which is wonderful. But walking alone doesn't work your muscles in the same way lifting, pushing, or balancing does. And muscle is what burns calories, even when you're sitting still. The term for this is sarcopenia. That's the natural loss of muscle mass and strength with age. But let's not get lost in medical language. Let's look at what it feels like. Maybe you've noticed the stairs feel steeper than they used to, or you used to carry your groceries in one trip and now it takes two, or you hesitate before kneeling because getting back up feels harder. That's not just aging. It's muscle quietly leaving the party without saying goodbye. Here's where it gets tricky. Less muscle means your body burns fewer calories at rest. So even if you're eating the same amount as you did 5 years ago, or less, you might still gain weight because the machine running inside you is less efficient. Think of it like this. Your body used to be a strong engine. Now it's still running beautifully, but it's a smaller engine. It needs less fuel and stores the extra. The beautiful part? You can rebuild. Not overnight, but gradually. Light strength training. Again, this doesn't have to mean dumbbells and gyms, can reverse this decline. Pushing against resistance bands, squatting to a chair and standing again, balancing on one leg at the sink. These small movements send a message to your body. We still need this muscle. Let's keep it around. And your body, wonderfully designed, listens. Another thing many people don't consider is medications. After 60, it's not unusual to be on one or several prescriptions: blood pressure, cholesterol, arthritis, maybe even sleep aids. And what's printed in small letters on the bottle, side effects, can sometimes mean weight gain, slowed metabolism, or fluid retention. Now, I'm not saying stop taking your medication. Never do that without your doctor's guidance, but it is something to be aware of. Let's say you started gaining weight after switching to a new blood pressure pill, or you suddenly feel puffy and tired even though you haven't changed your routine. That might be worth a conversation with your doctor. There may be alternatives or small tweaks to your dosage, or lifestyle shifts that can help counterbalance those side effects. You know your body better than anyone. If something feels off, trust that instinct. It's not always about willpower or discipline. Sometimes it's about understanding the hidden influences that quietly tip the scale. And then there's digestion and absorption, a change that's so subtle, many people don't notice it's happening. As we age, our digestion slows. Our stomachs produce less acid, our intestines work at a gentler pace, and all of this affects how we break down food and absorb nutrients. That means your body may not be getting all the fuel it needs from the food you eat. And ironically, when your body thinks it's being underfed in nutrients, even if you're eating enough calories, it can hold on to fat as a survival response. You may also experience more bloating, constipation, or discomfort after meals than you used to. That's not your imagination. That's your body saying, "We're trying, but we need some help." Adding a little more fiber, drinking warm water with lemon in the morning, taking gentle walks after eating, all of these small habits can help support your digestion and get things moving again. Now, before we move on, I want to pause here and say this. This journey is not about going backward. It's not about trying to look like you did at 40. It's about feeling better now, in this version of your body. Feeling more energized, more confident, and more in tune with what you need, not what the world says you should be. So what do we take from all of this so far? It's okay to acknowledge that your body has changed. It's okay to feel frustrated that the things that used to work no longer do. But it's also incredibly hopeful to realize there are new tools, new habits, and new understandings that can work right now. This stage of life is not about shrinking. It's about shifting. Making peace with your body doesn't mean giving up. It means tuning in. It means learning the new language your body is speaking and responding with respect. And it all starts with one small, kind step. If you're still with me, that tells me something important. You're not looking for a quick fix. You're here for real answers, the kind that help you feel at home in your body again. And that's what makes all the difference. Let's talk about something that can sneak up on you quietly, like a guest who overstays their welcome. Chronic stress. It doesn't always come with drama or tears. Sometimes it just simmers. Low-grade worry, interrupted sleep, the mental list that never ends. Maybe it's concern for your health, finances, or a family member who's struggling. Maybe it's just the stillness after retirement, when all the structure and noise disappears, and you're left with too much quiet. Whatever form it takes, stress has a very real impact on your weight. When your body feels stressed, it releases a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol, useful in small doses, becomes a problem when it sticks around too long. It can increase your appetite, especially for sweet or fatty foods. It can mess with your sleep. It can even make your body store fat more stubbornly, especially around the middle. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, eating less, moving more, but the scale refuses to budge? That could be cortisol at work. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your body is trying to protect you the only way it knows how, by storing energy. So how do you calm that storm inside? Sometimes it's as simple as breathing, truly breathing, slowly, deeply. A few minutes a day, when you sit with yourself, maybe with a warm drink, maybe with your hands on your lap, and you just listen. Other times it means creating new routines, morning walks, journaling, saying no more often, turning off the news when it feels like too much. These are not luxuries. They're medicine for your nervous system. And over time, they help your body stop bracing for danger and start letting go. Now, let's move gently into something that catches many people off guard: hormonal changes. For women, this often means postmenopause. For men, it's a slower decline in testosterone. But the result is similar. Your metabolism slows down, fat redistributes, and it becomes harder to maintain muscle. You may notice more weight around the middle, even though nothing in your habits has changed. This can be frustrating, even confusing, especially if you were once someone who could eat what they wanted and stay trim. That shift feels unfair, but it's not your fault. It's not a failure. It's biology. And understanding that doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting. Instead of focusing on calorie cutting, which can backfire at this stage, focus on supporting your hormones naturally. This means getting enough sleep because poor sleep makes everything worse. It means choosing foods that help rather than hurt. More protein to build muscle, healthy fats for your brain and hormones, and less sugar, which only fuels the fire. It also means being kind to yourself. Your body isn't broken. It's just evolving. One of the most powerful things you can do, especially in your 60s and beyond, is shift your mindset from losing weight to gaining energy, strength, and ease. Because when you support your body with love instead of punishment, it responds better. It softens. It sheds what it no longer needs. Not just physically, but emotionally too. Think of it like tending a garden. You can't rush the blossoms. But with the right care, they always come. So as we wrap this part of our conversation, I want you to pause and really hear this. You are not invisible. Your effort matters. Your well-being matters. And just because the world doesn't always make space for older bodies, doesn't mean your body is any less worthy of feeling strong, vibrant, and deeply respected. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be curious. Curious about what your body is telling you. Curious about how you might care for it differently today than you did 10 or 20 years ago. Because when curiosity replaces judgment, healing begins. There's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's one that so many people overlook when trying to understand weight gain later in life. It's not flashy, and it won't be featured on a magazine cover, but it's powerful. It's muscle loss. Now you might be thinking, I don't need muscles. I'm not trying to lift weights or run marathons. But here's the thing. Muscle isn't just for bodybuilders. It's your internal engine. It burns calories even when you're sitting still. It keeps your joints stable. It helps you get up from a chair, carry groceries, hug your grandkids. It's independence in physical form. And the truth is, we all lose muscle as we age, unless we do something to stop it. That's called sarcopenia, and it starts as early as our 30s, picking up speed by our 60s. If you're losing muscle, your metabolism slows down. And that means your body doesn't burn calories the way it used to, even if your diet hasn't changed. You might weigh the same, but carry more fat and less muscle than you used to. But there's good news here, really good news. Because muscle responds to action, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Studies show that seniors who begin strength training, even just with light weights or body weight exercises, can rebuild muscle and increase metabolism. You don't need a gym. You don't need machines. You just need movement, resistance, and consistency. Think about things like wall push-ups, chair squats, gentle resistance bands. Even carrying a laundry basket counts. The goal isn't to become an athlete. It's to keep the engine burning, to remind your body that it's still in use, still alive, still needed. When you combine movement with nourishment, something powerful happens. The body listens, it adapts, and over time, the weight that once clung to you like a shadow starts to shift. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. And here's where I want to leave you, with a little truth you can carry into the rest of your day. You didn't fail your body, it didn't betray you. What's happened is natural, and now that you know the real reasons behind it, you have the power to shift things in a way that feels kind, honest, and lasting. So many messages out there make aging feel like a decline, but the truth is, it can be a deepening, a time when you finally come home to yourself, treat your body with care, and let go of all the pressure to look like you once did. This is about feeling good in your skin today, not yesterday's version of you. You've earned the right to feel strong. You've earned the right to feel light, not just in your body, but in your spirit. And it doesn't take extreme diets or endless workouts. It takes awareness. It takes listening. It takes gentle commitment and the belief that, yes, change is still possible. So as we close, here's what I want you to remember. You are not alone. So many people over 60 are dealing with the same quiet struggle, eating less, moving more, and wondering why the weight still won't budge. But now you know the truth. It's about your metabolism, your hormones, your muscle mass, your stress levels, your sleep. And those things are within your reach to improve. Start small. Add one nourishing habit. Maybe it's a walk after dinner. Maybe it's turning screens off an hour before bed. Maybe it's lifting a small weight while you watch TV. Whatever it is, start there. Let that small act remind your body and your heart that you are still very much in charge. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Have you experienced these changes in your body? What's helped you feel better? I'd love to hear your story, and I know others will too. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more encouraging, practical content designed just for you, because you deserve support that speaks to where you are now, not where you used to be. Here's to feeling good in your own skin. Here's to strength. Here's to living your best life at any age.